Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of a movie about a space station on an unknown planet where the crew is testing a technology they believe will save humanity from extinction, but it soon turns into a graveyard, as one by one, they all end up dead. If you enjoy it, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Rhea wakes up at a ground station on an unknown planet. She's injured and disoriented. The station is completely out of commission. She remembers nothing, neither what happened nor why she's hurt. The main power is down.
System failure. Reboot to activate standby power.
And she needs to switch to backup power. When she leaves her room, she can't find any of the other station members, but there are blood trails everywhere. Not long after she discovers the corpse of one of her colleagues killed with a knife. Rhea picks up the knife, terrified, and continues exploring. Then she finds another body. She manages to reach the command room and activates the backup power. After that, she leaves the station. The planet is in the middle of a violent storm. Its atmosphere only contains breathable oxygen for a short time, so Rhea can only breathe for a few minutes. Hoping to find someone, she ventures forward. She sees someone in the distance. At first, she thinks it's a person, but it starts mimicking her movements and then vanishes. Rhea starts to suffocate. She rushes back toward the station. On the way, she collapses several times due to lack of oxygen, but eventually she makes it back and seals the door behind her. The station system issues a warning.
Vital oxygen levels compromised.
Slowly, fragments of memory start to return. A few hours earlier, she was there with her team, and everything seemed normal. Kevin, Rhea's boyfriend, was a playful, funny guy. Eddie was the team leader. Clark and Davis were also part of the crew. Rhea is running a fever. She heads to the medical bay, attaches a few treatment patches to her neck, and starts to feel better. Then she takes a shower and freshens up. Just then, the station system gives an alert.
Movement detected at Zone 1.
Nervously, Rhea heads to the main entrance. Someone is knocking on the glass. Cautiously, she opens the door, knife in hand. A man enters. She attacks him, but he begs her to stop.
Who are you?
The man is Brian, the commander of the space station. Rhea doesn't remember him, but Brian tells her she's the one who sent out the distress call. Rhea can't recall any of it. Brian explains that a few days ago she sent a message reporting that Clark had suffered a mental breakdown and attacked the rest of the team. A faint image flickers in Rhea's mind. She says when she woke up, everything had already happened. Brian examines the bodies and asks what she remembers. Rhea recalls only vague flashes of a woman attacking them, possibly Clark. Rhea asks about the mission and the name of the ship, 7F. Brian tells her it's the 7th and final ship in a large-scale project to find Earth-like planets. The previous teams all failed, only this one remains. Rhea lies down while a medical robot scans her body. As it prepares to treat her wound, she gets nervous. Brian assures her the robot is highly advanced and completely safe. The robot begins sealing her wound. She heads off to rest. A sound wakes her. She sees a figure outside the door and panics, but it turns out to be just a hallucination. A few hours later, the crew's bodies are removed from the station. Rhea can't shake the feeling that Clark is still out there. Brian tells her that even if she was, she'd have run out of oxygen by now. Oxygen is running low in the station, and backup power won't last much longer. Rhea finds a pair of scissors in the lab. She remembers using them to attack someone. The effect of the treatment patch is wearing off, so she applies a new one. Meanwhile, a fierce sandstorm begins on the planet. Rhea says she's slowly starting to remember things, but she's not sure what's real, especially when it comes to Kevin. Brian tells her that yes, her relationship with Kevin was real. Suddenly, the station alarm blares again.
Hull breach. Oxygen levels critical.
Rhea and Brian begin searching the station. They find a large hole in the structure. Rhea grabs a welding tool and crawls into the breach. The passage narrows, and she has to remove her suit and comms to fit through. She finds the leak and starts patching it, when suddenly a hand grabs her ankle. She panics, but it's just another hallucination. She finishes the repair quickly. Rhea theorizes that maybe Clark came into contact with some kind of pathogen and attacked the others. Brian insists their top priority is escaping. Rhea wants to stay and uncover the truth, but Brian refuses. Rhea returns to the drone she found earlier, hoping to find something in its memory. She finds footage from the team's last day on the planet. They encountered a massive, strange pit. It didn't seem natural, more like something artificially made. When Davis drops a rock into it to gauge its depth, the rock shoots back up at terrifying speed, hits him, and kills him instantly. Right after that, toxic gases erupt from all over the planet, not just from the pit, but from the entire surface. Rhea realizes Brian knew all of this, but never told her. She tells him Clark probably wasn't the one responsible. It was her. She starts remembering moments when she attacked Kevin and Eddie. Brian is stunned. He asks her to calm down so they can escape. He applies more treatment patches to lower her fever, then leaves. Rhea remembers that Eddie tried to kill her, but she stabbed him with the scissors. His behavior had been extremely erratic. When Rhea wakes up, she wants to tell Brian everything, but suddenly, she sees someone in a spacesuit. It's not human. She quickly arms herself and hides in a secret tunnel. As she moves through it, she finds Brian's body, half his face crushed. Rhea is in shock. When she heads back to the entrance, Clark finds her and they fight. Rhea tries to set Clark's suit on fire, forcing her to retreat. Rhea runs but slips and falls. Clark attacks. Rhea manages to reach the bathroom. Clark slams her into the walls. Rhea grabs a water hose, connects it to Clark's helmet, and turns it on. Water floods the helmet. Rhea holds her down with all her strength until Clark drowns. Rhea drags Clark's body to the medical robot for examination. The device reports time of death as about 18 hours ago. But there's something even more shocking. No trace of any infection or pathogen in Clark's body. Rhea drags Clark's body outside and heads for the escape shuttle. But the shuttle won't power on, and its systems are completely shut down. She has no choice but to return to the station. In the meantime, she brings Brian's body in for the robot to examine. The robot says time of death was 51 hours ago, but Brian had only died a few hours earlier. Once again, the station's alarm goes off.
Unusual life form detected.
Rhea cautiously makes her way down the hallway. In the darkness, she sees Brian, but something feels off. Slowly, she realizes the infection is inside her, the hallucinations. They've all been in her head. Her memory comes flooding back. After the patrol mission, some kind of infection entered the station and began shutting down all systems. When Brian lost contact with the team, he descended using the shuttle. That unknown entity spread through vents and systems. The only way to survive was to escape. But Rhea insisted they stay and study the strange metal structures they'd discovered outside, and they might hold tech that could save humanity. Commander Eddie disagreed. He said they had to follow protocol and evacuate, but Rhea disobeyed orders. She took a sample from the unknown entity and brought it to the lab. She discovered it was an ultra-advanced life form, potentially usable. When Eddie saw the creature, he panicked and pulled her back. The creature shattered the containment chamber and entered Eddie's body through his nose. Eddie gasped, lost control, and attacked Rhea. She fought back. Kevin and Clark arrived. Kevin saw Eddie's body and asked Rhea what had happened, but just then, Eddie attacked Kevin. Eddie was no longer himself, and his strength was monstrous. He pounded Kevin's face over and over. Rhea grabbed a box cutter and slashed Eddie's neck, finally killing him. But the moment Eddie died, the entity burst from his body and entered Kevin. Kevin turned on Rhea and slammed her against the wall. She passed out. Clark arrived just in time, fought off Kevin, and tried to carry Rhea away. Kevin attacked Clark again and nearly killed her. Brian rushed in and saw the scene. Rhea begged him to help Clark, but the moment Kevin saw Brian, he chased after him. Brian tried to run, but Kevin caught him and smashed his face with a metal bar, killing him. Rhea helped Clark. Clark was injured but could still walk. Rhea switched out Clark's helmet and sent her outside toward the shuttle, but Rhea herself stayed behind. When Kevin found her, he had turned back into himself. He didn't attack, he just talked to her. Rhea hid a large knife behind her back. She apologized to Kevin for everything. She had been the reason this all happened. And then she stabbed the knife straight into his heart, results in killing him. The entity crawled out of Kevin's ear and entered Rhea's body through the gash on her face. Rhea lived with the infection inside her for days, eventually realizing everything had happened just a few days ago. She went to the medical robot and scanned herself. The robot detected a parasite inside her. Rhea ordered it to remove the parasite immediately. The robot began surgery on her wound. The pain was unbearable. She was screaming in agony. The robot successfully extracted the parasite. But right then, the parasite entered Brian's corpse and took control of it. His body mutated and attacked Rhea. She grabbed a sharp object and stabbed him in the face, then quickly put on her spacesuit. She tried to escape, but Brian attacked again. Rhea fought him with an axe and they clashed violently. She managed to break free and ran to the lab. She grabbed a gas canister and when Brian appeared, sprayed him with it. Then she ignited it using a welding gun. The entire lab went up in flames. Rhea held the trigger on the welder until Brian's body was completely burned. She ran out of the station as the entire place was engulfed in fire. She made it to the shuttle and successfully powered it up. The shuttle launched and Rhea guided it toward the orbital station. After a few hours, the shuttle approached the space station, just as a new system alert popped up. The entire space station has been contaminated. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, you know what to do.